Hi, I'm Bob with Wolfe Ridge. Today I'm back here by Tony, and Tony runs the robotic welding cell that was just installed here probably, what was it, like 6 months now?
Yep, 6 months ago.
Okay, and what are you building back here, Tony?
I'm building H-beams right now. That's what I'm building.
Okay, so this is a splitter beam that would be for a Wolfe Ridge RS, a Pro, or a compact commercial. And we don't use run-of-the-mill structural I-beams here. This is all a cut, welded, fabricated beam. So what do we got on the table in front of us?
We have all the material that we make for our H-beams we have right now.
Okay.
As you can see, there's a top plate, our bottom plate for our beams, our plates that we slide through that you see, we can hook and hitch stuff on the sides, in the very middle of our beam, and then our cylinder lug where our cylinder connects to.
Okay, and this is it's boxed in over the splitting chamber area, if you will, so that helps. I don't know, it probably helps with structural integrity of the beam, right?
Yes, it makes it completely straight.
Okay.
Yes, that's what we're looking for. We want a straight beam, and that's what our team's shooting for right now.
Yeah, and using something like this instead of doing the I-beam, structural I-beam or something like that, our tolerance level, or our tolerances are much
very
finer,
minimal,
right?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right, so he's got one of these put together, tacked on the jig over here. We're gonna look at that quick before we put it on the robot and show you guys how it works. So here is one of the beams all tacked up, right?
Yep.
You don't have any of the jigs like in place right now, but how would this get jigged up here? Is that stuff?
First, you would put your bottom plate in there.
Okay.
So your bottom plate would go in here. It would go square all the way up to this fixture.
Okay.
Then we use C-clamps on the back side here, one on one end, one on end, and one in the middle to keep it so it stays square.
Okay.
Then we install our wedge, where our wedge goes right in here that chops our wood. This is what makes the split get done, right? The split get done. So we put our wedge in here. Once that wedge is in here, then we have our big piece like this that actually slides in here. We have pieces that slide up to it. We make sure it's the right depth between each side of the plate. Then we tack it in. Once we tack these in, it is square. Then we tack our wedge on the back side here. Once we have those, we want to bring our extra material in. We want to bring this material in. This is our #1 bait. Get split done, man. Slide these in. There's locators on the bottom of beams right here and here to make sure that they stay square on the both sides, left and right.
So that's the key. When you say locators, is it something that's like etched? It's cut into the beam plate, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you kind of can't put it in the wrong place, right? Well, you could.
No, you couldn't.
Okay.
It's completely zero tolerance.
Okay.
You will make that in there, it'll be square.
Okay, awesome. And that helps us with
our H-beam square here.
Consistency then too.
Yep, consistency.
Okay. All right,
So once these are tacked in, then we use our web plates, which are right over here. And we locate them over here, and we load them inside here. And then I C-clamp them in, and I make sure the depth's right on the back side here so you can tack them in. Once it's tacked in, what makes our beam so accurate are these web plates that we put on the inside of them.
Okay.
So once that web plate on the back side's in, we put one here, and one here, which keeps the top plate and the bottom plate symmetrical from each other so they stay the same weldment and it stays square.
Okay.
That's where you will get your nice straight beam.
And here's that box section I was telling you guys about. So the wedge is here, but you can see that this gets boxed out as it goes back down. And then towards the end here, this is more like a standard I-beam. But the cylinder, the back end of the cylinder will be here, and basically the split chamber is kind of starting right above this box area.
It'll be right here.
So what's next for this one? You got it all tacked up?
Yep, all this is all tacked up. Before I tack it up, I do pre-fill the insides to make sure my welds come out nice too as well.
Okay.
Once I have those, I use the crane, and I have to bring it inside the robot.
Okay. So here he's using our overhead crane, and that's wireless remote control, and it's got a big magnet on it here. So he's picking this thing up with a magnet. He's got the remote in his hand, and now it's going to go into the cell. So here you can see on the robotic welding cell, we have these huge rotating platforms, and he's attaching this to the jigs on that platform now. So you can see we got a locator right here. That's pushed tight against there. And then over here, he's got It's actually getting bolted in.
This clamp piece is going here.
Got some clamps here to hold the beam in place. You see he just tightened that bolt and nut up there. All right, so it's all clamped down now. What's next?
We will put our curtain in front, keep our eyes safe, and then we will start the robot so we can start welding the beam.
All right, guys, I'm going to put the camera inside there. We'll try and get up close to that beam and show you guys how this robot really works.
our parts located.
You can see the robot is going in there right now. Show you guys the box of wire here going up. This here is the control station and all the power supply for the robotic welding cell. And again, here you see the wire. See all of our batch of tanks over here. So while the robot continues to weld that beam, I want to show you guys what we talked about earlier regarding consistency. We build all these beams here, and you would think that there'd be some variance between them, but we've got a lot of processes and systems in place to keep things as consistent as possible. And a couple of the things are, like here we have these tabs you can see, and that helps locate when those other pieces get welded onto this beam, like Tony was talking earlier. But in addition to that, when these are cut on the laser, there are also markings that are etched in place on the laser. So you can see here, 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 and like on this back plate of the beam, I don't know if you can kind of see it here, pull it up. You can see here and here, there's etching. So when the guys go to tack these things, they know exactly what has to go where. And again, here is some more etching here and here. And on this part of the beam, you can see more of those notched areas. All right, this beam is done being welded, and I want to show you guys up close. The heat is radiating off of this thing. It's got the door open back here so you get some fresh air, but check this out. See the quality of the welds we've got going on here. So that's what we get with this, with this robot. Consistency every time, and it's the same every time then.
Beautiful 1/4 inch that we got for our welds.
Okay, Tony's doing the final QC check on this thing. How long did this take?
28 minutes flat took me.
Okay, and how long ago was it? You said it was 43 minutes, and you've been dialing it down?
Yep, dialing it down.
So how long ago did it, was it 43 minutes? Was it a month ago or 2 months or what?
About 2 months ago.
Okay, all right. And this isn't just like some simple thing. You can't just like set this here and all of a sudden it goes, right? This took a lot of programming, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Wire speed, the amperage, all that stuff that's put in there.
Yeah.
The higher the speed, the faster the speed, the more wire you can put down on here, and the quicker the welds can be put in.
Yeah.
Depending on the amperage and what the wire speed is.
And like you were talking about, to get that extra penetration, I assume everything has to be just right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the settings are matching the same, and that's how you get the penetration. That's how you get your heat radiation showing that it's really penetrating.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see the progression, because I was here when this cell was like first getting installed, and then you know, it was getting trained, and I think you went down to a school for it, right?
I went to Ohio, Tip City, Ohio, when he actually got certified in for this programming, and it was actually the best experience I ever had. So.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then, like, so this is just, is this a single pass weld? Like, if you were doing this by hand?
Yep, that'd be a single pass weld.
Okay, what about over here? I remember that these were, like, the wedge was multi-pass, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Where it welded the one side and got it, and then we flipped it over at a 45-degree angle and welded the other side to match it.
Tony, thank you. Thank you for your time today. Thanks for showing the guys how it's made. We're going to do some more of these videos again, and I'm glad to have you here, man. This is really cool to see how this is progressing, and I think you said you're still going to try to dial it down a little further, huh?
Yep, I am. Yep.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll check back again, and we'll see where you're at.
All right, thanks, Bob.
All right, thanks again.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Cool. What we were showing you guys back at the robot welding cell was basically just this top beam portion getting done. Eventually, the other side of that robotic welding cell is going to be able to do the entire machine like this. So they would be able to tack up all of these pieces, including the axle and the engine plate and the control stand and all that. And that whole process will be able to go through the robot in, we're hoping, about 45 minutes time frame. If you'd like more information on any of the Wolfe Ridge products, including all of our pricing, tech specs, photos, videos, dealer locator, events, and more, please check out our website, www.wolferidgemfg.com. You can also give us a call or send us an email. I'll make sure to leave those links in the description. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for the support. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next at Wolfe Ridge.